Good evening, it's Lemurian Donna Carol. How are you today? I am doing pretty well. I have actually been sleeping a lot lately, so I guess I'm catching up on rest for all of the things that I've been doing here and in the other dimensions. So today I thought I would channel the Lemurian Mother Goddess because things are changing rapidly now as far as our Ascension journey. And I wanted her to come in and give a message about what's going on from her perspective. I hope that you're all well and doing well. And I'm not going to talk a lot today. I'm just going to bring her in and go from there. So at this time, I would like to bring in my highest and best healing and channeling guides. I would like to bring in the Archangels, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Ariel, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel. I ask for thousands and thousands of warrior protection angels around anyone watching this live stream or video later. And I ask that this session be overlit and overseen by the Mother Goddess of ancient Lemuria. Please make my words clear, accurate, loving, and truthful. Amen. Okay, so without further ado, I'm bringing in the Lemurian Mother Goddess and I'm asking for a message. Welcome. This is the Mother Goddess of ancient Lemuria. I hope that you are all faring well during these summer days and are dealing with all of the turmoil in your world with peace and non-attachment. I do have an update for you, and I would like to express what is happening in the near past, what has happened in the near past, and what is going to happen in the near future. The channel, Lemurian Donna Carol, went to Pagosa Springs last fall. She also went to Chaco Canyon in the winter, and she opened the portals there. Her associate opened the portal in Sedona, and the portal in Albuquerque was also opened by Donna Carol. When she went to these portals, she invoked my name, and I came down with my firstborn son, who is now with me, or a fragment of him is with me in the light. Lucifer came down with me, and we opened the portals at Chaco Canyon, and when we did this, we connected with many portals all over the earth. The indigenous people who were guarding or safeguarding the portals were replaced by angels because these portals went up to the 12th dimension where I reside and where Lucifer is with me at this time. So essentially, the portals are open, they're tested, but they are not fully open to the public or human beings. This will happen at the time of Ascension. Donna Carol is being sent to Mount Shasta next Sunday in a week's time, and there she will channel me and Lucifer again, and the portal for Mount Shasta will be opened. Angelics will take their place there, safeguarding the portal from interference, and it is one more step in our Ascension journey. After she returns home, there will be a time of acclimation to the new energy that will come through Mount Shasta into this earth. There will be a shift, if you will, because the Lemurian energies held in Mount Shasta, some of those energies will be made available to the planet as the planet is quickly ascending at this time. After she comes home, at one point she will be sent to Hawaii, specifically Kauai, as that is the main portal for ancient Lemuria. At that time, it will be opened, and once it is opened, all entities who are in high enough frequency will be able to go to New Lemuria, the new earth, and reside in those energies. So we are hoping that everything is done this year, this summer, but as things come up, we adjust accordingly, and we make adjustments based on what is going on with humanity and the rest of the souls here. I will say that there have been great changes recently. We have been in constant battle, if you will, with the dark forces for many years, and they have not given up on their agenda to keep the light workers, the channel, and other beings in the third dimension and in the dark. I have myself, the Mother Goddess, been repeatedly attacked by satanic entities, demons, reptilians, and other types of entities. There have also been attacks, concerted attacks in the third dimension on other beings, and many of these attacks have gotten the attention of the mass media. That being said, I made a decision a few weeks back that I was not going to deal with these attacks any longer. They were invading my space, taking up my headspace. There was an agenda to cut my oxygen level down so that I could not think or act in full mental awareness. And the attacks on my person, the attacks on my channel were constant, and they were getting harder and harder to bear. We have tried throughout our whole existence here to bring the dark ones to the light, and we have been very successful, as many dark entities have come to the light. But getting to these last days of ascension, the attacks were getting so extreme that we had to pull out resources that had not been used before, at least not in this age of time. I have guardian dragons. They're called the royal dragons, and they protect me in the higher realms from all entities that would seek to destroy me. And they have been used when dire situations come up. I am an ancient being, and they have been used during the past or past times when my own soul, my own being was under deadly attack. Because the ascension kept getting slowed down with satanic operatives, devil agents, and I myself was going under many attacks, these dragons were pulled out, and the Satanists were given a warning. Do not invade the headspace of myself or the channel. If you do, the dragons will be unleashed upon you. And that is what occurred. The dragons were unleashed upon the Satanists in this reality who were hampering the ascension journey. Yes, there will be karma from this, and those beings were disabled, they were burned, and I take full responsibility for these actions, and I will accept full karma of these actions. Nothing is going to slow down the ascension process, and nothing is going to invade my personal space any longer. I must be kept clear, I must be clear-headed, I must be fully in the light, and I cannot have negative beings in my space tampering with the ascension. So this was done. It was a decision that was made because all other types of bartering, all other types of compromise, all other types of rational discourse was not being heeded by the dark entities. So I had no choice. And these dragons were brought out, and they destroyed many Satanists in the fourth dimension. Okay, so because of this, because of these drastic ways and means to get the ascension on the road without interference, you are going to be ascending much more quickly. I myself have had enough. There was a point in my reality where it was enough. I was fed up with the enemy constantly circumventing or ruining our plans. I was tired because we have given them millions of chances to come over to the light since time immemorial. Some have taken that route, many have not. But we had to use force because the force against us was getting so extreme. And it is not what I wanted. It is not how I wanted it to be, but alas, this is how it is. And again, the karma is mine. I made the decision and I take full responsibility for it. I am hoping at a later point that these beings can go into rehab or that there can be a plan made for them to come back into the divine realms. My son Lucifer was not happy with the actions that were taken, as the beings that got burned were his associates. They were given warnings. They were given time to exit, and many did not heed the warning. He was not happy about that, as he was their leader when he was in the dark, and so he wanted to save their souls. So he will be responsible for that effort, as the soul is pretty much immortal. He will be responsible for saving their souls in the future. That is going to be a plan that he and I make later, at a later date, once the ascension is over. Right now, the only thing that matters is the ascension, getting the light workers and human beings to the new earth. Once that's done, we can deal with the dark souls that have been left behind. So if your energy feels different, if the reality feels different to you, this is why. This is why. And this has happened within the last 2 weeks. And so I am bringing a message to all that oppose my agenda of the ascension of the earth into the higher dimensions, the higher realms, the higher realities, all Satanists that block me, invade me, or attack me. You will be dealt with by my dragons, the personal dragons that protect me and the throne of heaven since time immemorial. They have been unleashed. You will get one warning to leave, to evict the space in which you are in, to stop the attacks. Once you do not heed that warning, you will be dealt with by these dragons. That is all I want to say. That is all I have to say. I wish you well. I send you my love. But remember, the Divine Mother Goddess has complete love, but the Divine Mother Goddess has power. And at times, she is forced to use it. She is forced to use her power for the betterment of humanity and all souls in the collective. This would be considered the face of Kali. Kali was a face of the divine, but a fearsome face. And unfortunately, that fearsome face had to come to the fore in the last 2 weeks. If you are in alignment with me, if you are in alignment with that divine love, if you are a respectable person, not murdering or attacking your brethren, then you have nothing to fear from me. But if you do those things consistently and constantly, you will be dealt with. This is my message. I love you all, and I hope that you have a wonderful week. Namaste.